This play is sponsored by the California Civil Liberties Public Education Program, a state-funded grant project of the California State Library.
This is LA Theatre Works. I'm Susan Loewenberg.
My father was, in a mild way, something of a racial bigot. And the play of mine, Master Harold and the Boys, in fact, in a way reflects something of that troubled relationship with my father.
That's South African playwright Athol Fugard telling us about the autobiographical nature of Master Harold and the Boys, his coming-of-age story set in 1950, when apartheid was the law of the land. Fugard's politically charged plays, presented with racially integrated casts, often ran afoul of South Africa's National Party, which in 1965 passed a law forbidding mixed casts and audiences in public theaters. In spite of his government's racist policies, Fugard rose to international prominence as a playwright, and through his art gave voice to South Africa's oppressed black majority. And now, LA Theatre Works presents Master Harold and the Boys, starring Leon Addison Brown, Keith David, and Bobby Steggert.
Scandalizing my name, she took my money, she called me honey, but she was scandalizing my name. Called it love, but was playing a game. Hey, Sam. Hey, both Sam. I'm getting it. The quick step. Look now and tell me. Well?
Show me again.
Okay. Count for me.
Ready?
Ready.
5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Your shoulders, Willie. Your shoulders. Huh? Don't look down, man. Look happy, Willie. Relax.
No, man, Sam. You mustn't talk. You make me make mistakes.
You're too stiff.
Yesterday I'm not straight. Today I'm too stiff.
Well, you are. You ask me and I'm telling you.
Where?
Everywhere. Try to glide through it, man.
Glide?
Yeah. Make it smooth. Give it more style. It must look like you're enjoying yourself.
I wasn't.
Exactly.
How can I enjoy myself? Not straight, too stiff, and now it's also glide. Give it more style, make it smooth. Hey, it is hard to remember all those things, both Sam.
That's your trouble. You're trying too hard.
I try hard because it is hard.
But don't let me see it. The secret is to make it look easy. Ballroom must look happy, Willie, not like hard work. It must... Yeah. It must look like romance.
Now another one. What's this romance?
Love story with happy ending. A handsome man in tails, and in his arms, smiling at him, a beautiful lady in an evening dress.
Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers.
You got it. Tap dance or ballroom, it's the same. Romance. In 2 weeks' time, when the judges look at you and Hilda, they must see a man and a woman who are dancing their way to a happy ending. What I saw was you holding her like you were frightened she was going to run away.
Yeah, because that is what she wants to do. I got no romance left for Hilda anymore, Boatsam.
Then pretend. When you put your arms around Hilda, imagine she is Ginger Rogers.
With no teeth, you try.
Well, just remember, there are only 2 weeks left.
I know. I do it better with music. You got 6 pence for Sarah Vaughan.
That's a slow foxtrot. You're practicing the quick step.
I'll practice slow foxtrot.
It's your turn to put money in the jukebox.
I only got bus fare to go home. Love story and happy endings. She's doing it all right, Boatsam. But it's not me she's giving happy endings. Fucking whore. 3 nights now she doesn't come to practice. I wind up gramophone. I get record ready, and I sit and wait. What happens? Nothing. 10 o'clock, I start dancing with my pillow. You try and practice this romance by yourself, Botsam. Stru's God, she doesn't come to practice tonight. I take back my dress and ballroom shoes and find me new partner. Size 26, shoe size 7. And now she's also making trouble for me with the baby again. Reports me to child welfare that I'm not giving her money. She lies. Every week I'm giving her money for milk. And how do I know it's my baby? Only its hair looks like me. She's fucking around all the time I turn my back. Hilda Samuels is a bitch. Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
You listening?
Yeah.
So what do you say?
About Hilda?
Yeah.
When did you last give her a hiding?
Sunday night.
And today is Thursday.
Okay.
Hiding on Sunday night. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday she doesn't come to practice. And you're asking me why?
I said okay, Botsam.
You hit her too much. One day she's going to leave you for good.
So? She makes me the hell in too much.
Too much and too hard. You had the same trouble with Eunice.
Because she also make the hell in, Botsam. She never got the steps right, even the waltz.
Beating her up every time she makes a mistake in the waltz? No, Willie. That takes the pleasure out of ballroom dancing.
Hilda is not too bad with the waltz, Botsam. Is the quick step where the trouble starts.
How's your pillow with the quick step?
Good. And why? Because it got no legs. That's her trouble. She can't move them quick enough. I start record, and before halfway, Count Basie is already winning. Only time we catch up is when the gramophone runs down. Hi, corner Botsam, it's not funny.
No, I got it. Give her a handicap.
What's that?
Give her a 10-second start. And then let Count Basie go. Then I put my money on her. Hot favorite in the ballroom stakes. Hilda Samuels, ridden by Willie Malopo.
I'm not talking to you no more.
I'm sorry, Willie.
It is finished between us.
Okay, I'll stop.
And you can also fuck off.
Oh, listen, Willie, I want to help you. Okay.
No more jokes.
I promise.
Okay. Help me.
Okay. Look and learn. Feet together. Back straight. Body relaxed.
Aye.
Right hand placed gently in the small of her back. Wait for the music and don't start worrying about making mistakes or the judges or the other competitors. It's just you, Hilda, and the music, and you're going to have a good time.
Right.
What Count Basie do you use?
You're the cream in my coffee. You're the salt in my stew.
Right. Now give it to me in strict tempo.
Ready?
Ready.
And you're the cream in my coffee. You're the salt in my stew. You will always be my necessity. I'd be lost without you.
Bravo! No question about it. First place goes to Mr. Sam Samela.
You was gliding with style, Botsam.
How's it, Chips?
Okay, Hally.
At your service, Master Harold.
Yeah, not long to the big event, eh?
2 weeks.
You nervous?
No.
Think you stand a chance?
Let's just say I'm ready to go out there and dance.
It looked like it. What about you, Willie? What's the matter?
He's got leg trouble.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Willie.
It's a Botsam. You promised.
God, what a lousy bloody day. It's coming down cats and dogs out there. Bad for business, chaps, but it also means we're in for a nice, quiet afternoon.
You can speak loud. Your mom's not here.
Out shopping?
Oh, no, the hospital.
But it's Thursday. There's no visiting on Thursday afternoons. Is my dad okay?
Sounds like it. In fact, I think he's going home.
What do you mean?
The hospital phoned.
To say what?
I don't know. I just heard your mom talking.
So what makes you say he's going home?
It sounded as if they were telling her to come and fetch him.
When did she leave?
About an hour ago. She said she would phone you. You want to eat? Hally, want your lunch?
I suppose so. What's on the menu, as if I don't know?
Soup, followed by meat pie and gravy.
Today's?
No.
And the soup?
Nourishing pea soup.
Yeah, just the soup. And these comic books?
For your dad. Mr. Kempston brought them.
You haven't been reading them, have you?
Just looking.
Yeah, Jungle Jim, Batman and Robin, Tarzan. God, what rubbish! Mental pollution! Take them away.
I'll get your soup.
Did you hear my mom talking on the telephone, Willie?
No, Master Hally. I was at the back.
And she didn't say anything to you before she left?
She said I must clean the floors.
I mean about my dad.
She didn't say nothing to me about him, Master Hally.
No, it can't be. They said he needed at least another 3 weeks of treatment. Sem's definitely made a mistake. And bloody homework. So, Willie.
Yes, Master Hally. Schooling okay today?
Oh, yes, okay. No, not really. What's the difference? I don't care. And Sem says you've got problems?
Big problems.
Now, which leg is sore? Both legs?
There is nothing wrong with my legs, Master Hally. Sam's just making jokes.
So then you will be in the competition.
Only if I can find me partner.
But what about Hilda?
She's the one who's got the trouble with her legs.
What sort of trouble, Willie?
From the way he describes it, I think the lady has gone a bit lame.
Good God, have you taken her to see a doctor?
I think a vet would be better.
What do you mean?
What do you call it again when the racehorse goes very fast?
Gallop?
That's it.
But
That's it.
Sam, a gallop down the home stretch to the winning post. What's that got to do with Hilda?
Count Basie always gets there fast.
I get it.
Oh,
For Christ's sake, Willie, what the hell do you think you're doing with that rag?
I'm sorry, Master Hally.
At your bloody age,
But
cut
it's
out the
him.
nonsense now and get on with your work. And you too, Sem, stop fooling around. Wait, no. Hang on, I haven't finished. Tell me exactly what my mom said.
I have. When Hally comes, tell him I've gone to the hospital, and I'll phone him.
She didn't say anything about taking my dad home.
No. It's just that when she was talking on the phone...
No, Sem, they can't be discharging him. She would have said so if they were. In any case, we saw him last night. He wasn't in good shape at all. His staff nurse even said there was talk about taking more x-rays. And now, suddenly today, he's better? If anything, it sounds more like a bad turn to me. Which I sincerely hope it isn't. Hang on. How long ago did you say she left?
Just before 2. An hour and a half?
I know how to settle it. Let's give her 10 minutes to get to the hospital, 10 minutes to load him up, another 10 at the most to get home, and another 10 to get him inside. 40 minutes. They should have been home for at least half an hour already. No reply, chaps. And you know why? Because she's at his bedside in hospital, helping him pull through a bad turn. You definitely heard wrong.
Okay. Modern graded mathematics for standards 9 and 10. Who is this drawing supposed to be?
Old fart-faced Prentice.
Teacher?
Yeah, thinks he is, and believe me, that is not a bad likeness.
Has he seen it?
Yes.
What did he say?
Tried to be clever as usual. Said I was no Leonardo da Vinci and that bad art had to be punished. So 6 of the best, and his are bloody good.
On your bum?
Yeah, where else? The days when I got them on my hands are gone forever, Sem.
With your trousers down?
No, he's not quite that barbaric.
That's the way they do it in jail.
Really?
Yeah. When the magistrate sentences you to strokes with a light cane.
Go on.
They make you to lie down on the bench. One policeman pulls down your trousers, and one holds your ankles. Another one pulls your shirt over your head and holds your arms.
Yeah, thank you. That's enough.
And the one that gives you the strokes talks to you gently and for a long time between each one.
I've heard enough, Sem. Jesus! It's a bloody awful world when you come to think of it. People can be real bastards.
Well, that's the way it is, Hally.
Well, it doesn't have to be that way. There is something called progress, you know. We don't exactly burn people at the stake anymore.
Like Joan of Arc.
Correct. If she was captured today, she'd be given a fair trial.
And then the death sentence.
I know. I oscillate between hope and despair for this world as well, Sim. But things will change. You wait and see. Someday somebody's going to get up and give history a kick up the backside and get it going again.
Like who?
They're called social reformers. Every age, Sem, has got its social reformer. My history book is full of them.
So then, who is ours?
Good question. And I hate to say it, but the answer is, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't even been born yet, or is still only a babe in arms at his mother's breast. God, what a thought.
So, we are just going to wait?
Yeah, looks like it.
Introduction. In some mathematical problems, only the magnitude.
Magnitude.
What's it mean?
How big it is, the size of the thing.
Magnitude of the quantities is of importance. In other problems, we need to know whether these quantities are negative or positive. For example, whether there is a debit or credit bank balance.
Whether you're broke or not.
Whether the temperature is above or below zero.
Not degrees. A cheerful state of affairs, no cash and you're freezing to death. Mathematics won't get you out of that one.
All these quantities are called S-C-A-L...
Scalars.
Scalars. You understand all that?
No, and I don't intend to try.
So what happens when the exams come?
Failing a maths exam isn't the end of the world, Sam. How many times have I told you that examination results don't measure intelligence?
I would say about as many times as you failed one of them.
Ha ha ha. Well, just remember, Winston Churchill didn't do particularly well at school.
You've also told me that one many times.
Well, it just so happens to be the truth.
Magnitude. How do you use it? Show me.
An intrepid social reformer will not be daunted by the magnitude of the task he has undertaken.
Ooh, couple of jawbreakers in there.
I gave you 3 for the price of 1. Intrepid, daunted, and magnitude. Now, I did that once in an exam. Put 5 of the words I had to explain in 1 sentence. It was half a page long.
Well, I'll put my money on you in the English exam.
A piece of cake, 80% without even trying.
And the history?
So. I'll scrape through in the 50s if I'm lucky.
You didn't do too badly last year.
Because we had World War I, that at least had some action. You try to find that in the South African parliamentary system. Read it, Sam.
Napoleon and the principle of equality. Hey, this sounds interesting. After concluding peace with Britain in 1802, Napoleon used a brief period of calm to
introduce
many reforms. Napoleon regarded all people as equal before the law and wanted them to have equal opportunities for advancement. All vestiges of the feudal system, with its oppression of the poor, were abolished. Vestiges, feudal system, and abolished. I'm all right on oppression.
I'm thinking. He swept away, abolished, the lost remains, vestiges, of the bad old days, feudal system.
Aha. Now, there's the social reformer we're waiting for. He sounds like a man of some magnitude.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. That's a damn good title for a book, though. A Man of Magnitude.
He sounds pretty big one to me.
Don't confuse historical significance with greatness. But maybe I'm being a bit prejudiced. Have a look in there. You'll see he's 2 chapters long, and hell has he only got dates, all of which you've got to remember. This campaign and that campaign. And then, because of all the fighting, the next thing is we get peace treaties all over the place. And what's the end of the story? Battle of Waterloo, which he loses. Wasn't worth it. No, I don't know about him as a man of magnitude.
Then who would you say was?
Well, to answer that, we need a definition of greatness. I suppose that would be somebody who... somebody who benefited all mankind.
Right, but like who?
Charles Darwin. Remember him? That big book from the library, The Origin of the Species?
Him?
Oh, yes, for his theory of evolution.
You didn't finish it.
I ran out of time. I didn't finish it because my 2 weeks was up, but I'm going to take it out again after I've digested what I've read. It's safe. I've hidden it away in the theology section. And nobody ever goes in there. And anyway, who are you to talk? You hardly even looked at it.
I tried. I looked at the chapters in the beginning, and I saw one called The Struggle for an Existence. Aha, I thought, at last. But what did I get? Something called The Mistletoe, which needs the apple tree, and there's too many seeds, and all are going to die except one. No, Hally.
What do you mean, no? The poor man had to start somewhere. For God's sake, Sam, he revolutionized science, and now we know.
What?
Where we come from and what it all means.
And that's a benefit to mankind? Anyway, I still don't believe it.
God, you're impossible. I showed it to you in black and white.
Doesn't mean I got to believe it.
It's the likes of you that kept the Inquisition in business. It's called bigotry. Anyway, that's my man of magnitude, Mr. Charles Darwin. Who's yours?
Abraham Lincoln.
I might have guessed as much. Don't get sentimental, Sam. You've never been a slave, you know. And anyway, we freed your ancestors here in South Africa long before the Americans. But if you want to thank somebody on their behalf, do it to Mr. William Wilberforce. Come on, try again. I want real genius.
William Shakespeare.
Oh, so you're also one of them, are you? You're basing that opinion on only one play, you know. You've only read my Julius Caesar, and even I don't understand half of what they're talking about. They should do what they did with the old Bible, bring the language up to date.
That's all you've got? It's also the only one you've read.
I know, I admit it. That's why I suggest we reserve our judgment until we've checked up on a few others. I've got a feeling, though, that by the end of this year, one is going to be enough for me. And I can give you the names of 29 other chaps in the Standard 9 class at the Port Elizabeth Technical College who feel the same. But if you want him, you can have him. My turn now. This is a damned good exercise, you know. It started off looking like a simple question, and here it's got us really probing into the intellectual heritage of our civilization.
So, who is it going to be?
My next man. And he gets the title on 2 scores. Social reform and literary genius is Leo Nikolaevich Tolstoy.
That Russian?
Correct. Remember that picture of him I showed you?
With the long beard.
And those burning, visionary eyes. My God, the face of a social prophet if ever I saw one. And remember my words when I showed it to you. Here's a man, Sam.
Those were words, Hally.
Not many intellectuals are prepared to shovel manure with the peasants and then go home and write a little book called War and Peace. Oh, incidentally, Sam, he was somebody else who, to quote, did not distinguish himself scholastically.
Meaning?
He was also no good at school.
Like you and Winston Churchill.
Don't get clever, Sam. That man freed his serfs of his own free will.
No argument. He was somebody, all right. I accept him.
I'm sure Count Tolstoy will be very pleased to hear that. Your turn. Shoot. I'm waiting, Sam.
I got him.
Good. Submit your candidate for examination.
Jesus.
Who?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, come on, Sam.
The Messiah.
Oh, yeah, but still. No, Sam, don't let's get started on religion. We'll just spend the whole afternoon arguing again. Suppose I turn around and say Mohammed.
All right.
But you can't have them both on the same list.
Why not? You like Muhammad, I like Jesus.
No, I don't like Mohammed. I never have. I was merely being hypothetical. As far as I'm concerned, the Quran is as bad as the Bible. No, religion is out. I'm not going to waste my time again arguing with you about the existence of God. You know perfectly well I'm an atheist, and I've got homework to do.
Okay, I take him back.
You've got time for one more name.
I've got one I know we'll agree on. A simple, straightforward, great man of magnitude, and no arguments. And he really did benefit all mankind.
I wonder. After your last contribution, I'm beginning to doubt whether anything in the way of an intellectual agreement is possible between the two of us. Now, who is he?
Guess.
Socrates. Alexander Dumas. Karl Marx. Dostoevsky. Nietzsche. Well, give me a clue.
The letter P is important.
Plato.
And his name begins with an F.
I got it. Freud and psychology.
No, I did not understand him.
That makes two of us.
Think of moldy apricot jam.
Penicillin and Sir Alexander Fleming. And the title of the book, The Microbe Hunters. Splendid, Sam, splendid. For once, we are in total agreement. The major breakthrough in medical science in the 20th century. If it wasn't for him, we might have lost the Second World War. It is deeply gratifying, Sam, to know that I haven't been wasting my time in talking to you. Tolstoy may have educated his peasants, but I have educated you.
Standard 4 to Standard 9.
Have we been at it as long as that?
Yep. And my first lesson was in geography.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah. My room there, back at the old Jubilee boarding house. I had just started working for your mom. Little boy in short trousers comes in one afternoon and asks me seriously, Sam, do you want to see South Africa? Hey, man, sure. I wanted to see South Africa.
Was that me?
So, the next thing, I'm looking at a map you had just done for homework. It was your first one, and you were very proud of yourself.
Go on.
Then came my first lesson. Repeat after me, Sam. Gold in the Transvaal, mealies in the Free State, sugar in Natal, and grapes in the Cape. I still know it.
Well, I'll be buggered, so that's how it all started.
And your next map was the one with all the rivers and the mountains they came from. The Orange, the Vaal, the Limpopo, and the Zambezi.
You've got a phenomenal memory.
You should be grateful. That's why you started passing your exams. You tried to be better than me.
Oh, the old Jubilee boarding house. 16 rooms with board and lodging, rent in advance, 1 week's notice. Haven't thought about that for donkey's years. And I don't think that's an accident. God, was I glad when we sold it and moved out. Those years are not remembered as the happiest ones of an unhappy childhood. Hey, Willie?
Hally, are you there?
Who's that supposed to be?
What you doing in there, Hally? Come out at once.
What's he talking about?
You don't remember?
Sam! Willie! Is he in there with you boys?
Hiding away in our room when your mother was looking for you.
Of course! I used to crawl and hide under your bed. But finish the story, Willie, then what used to happen? You chaps would give the game away by telling her I was in there with you. So much for friendship.
We couldn't lie to her. She knew.
Which meant I got another rowing for hanging around the servants' quarters. I think I spent more time in there with you chaps than anywhere else in that dump. And do you blame me? Nothing but bloody misery wherever you went. Somebody was always complaining about the food, or my mother was having a fight with Mickey Nash. because she'd caught her with a petty officer in her room. Yeah, Maud Myring was another one. Remember those two? Yeah, they were prostitutes, you know.
No.
Soldiers and sailors from the troop ships. Bottom fell out of the business when the war ended. God, the flotsam and jetsam that life washed up on our shores. No joking. If it wasn't for your room, I would have been the first certified 10-year-old in medical history. Yeah. The memories are coming back now. Walking home from school and thinking, what can I do this afternoon? Try out a few ideas, but sooner or later, I'd end up in there with you fellows. I bet you I could still find my way into your room with my eyes closed. Yeah, watch. Down the corridor. A telephone on the right, which my mom keeps locked because somebody's been using it on the sly and not paying. Past the kitchen and unappetizing cooking smells. Around the corner, into the backyard. Hold my breath again because there are more smells coming when I pass your lavatory. Into that little passageway. First door on the right and into your room. How's that?
Good. But as usual, you forgot to knock.
Like that time I barged in and caught you and Cynthia at it. Remember? Oh God, was I embarrassed. I didn't know what was going on at first.
Yeah, that taught you a lesson.
And about a lot more than knocking on doors, I have you know. And I don't mean geography either. Hell, Sam, couldn't you have waited until it was dark?
No.
Was it that urgent?
Yes. And if you don't believe me, wait until your time comes.
No, thank you. I'm not interested in girls.
This is LA Theatre Works' production of Master Harold and the Boys by Athol Fugard. Our story continues next time on LA Theatre Works.
This play is sponsored by the California Civil Liberties Public Education Program, a state-funded grant project of the California State Library.